Hello kids! Today we will learn about family members and their relationships. So let's begin.
Hi, I'm Stella. This is Jo. He is my brother. Hello, I am Jo. Stella is my sister. We will introduce you with our family members. So let's begin. They are us, brother and sister. Brother and sister. This is Mr. Oliver. This is Mrs. Amelia. Mr. Oliver is the husband of Mrs. Amelia. Mrs. Amelia is the wife of Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver is our father. Mrs. Amelia is our mother. Father, mother. They are our parents. Parents. This is Mr. Charlie. He is our father's brother. This is Mrs. Hazel. Mr. Charlie is the husband of Mrs. Hazel. Mrs. Hazel is the wife of Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is our uncle. Mrs. Hazel is our aunt. Uncle, aunt. They are our uncle and aunt. Uncle and aunt. This is Alice. She is the daughter of our uncle Mr. Charlie and aunt Mrs. Hazel. This is Jack. He is the son of our uncle Mr. Charlie and aunt Mrs. Hazel. Alice is the sister of Jack. Jack is the brother of Alice. Alice is our cousin sister. Jack is our cousin brother. Cousin sister. Cousin brother. They are our cousins. Cousins. This is Mrs. Anna. She is the father's sister. This is Mr. Jacob. Mrs. Anna is the wife of Mr. Jacob. Mr. Jacob is the husband of Mrs. Anna. Mrs. Anna is our aunt. Mr. Jacob is our uncle. Uncle, aunt. They are our uncle and aunt. Uncle and aunt. This is Daniel. He is the son of our aunt Mrs. Anna and uncle Mr. Jacob. This is Eva. She is the daughter of our Aunt Mrs. Anna and Uncle Mr. Jacob. Daniel is the brother of Eva. Eva is the sister of Daniel. Daniel is our cousin brother. Eva is our cousin sister. Cousin brother. Cousin sister. They are our cousins. Cousins. This is Mr. Bernard. He is the father of our Aunt Mrs. Anna, Uncle Mrs. Charlie, and our father. This is Mrs. Linda. She is the mother of our Aunt Mrs. Anna, Uncle Mr. Charlie, and our father. Mr. Bernard is the husband of Mrs. Linda. Mrs. Linda is the wife of Mr. Bernard. Mr. Bernard is our grandfather. Mrs. Linda is our grandmother. Grandfather. Grandmother. They are our grandparents. Grandparents. This is Mr. Wilbur. He is the brother of our grandfather, Mr. Bernard. This is Mrs. Glenda. She is the sister of our grandfather, Mr. Bernard. Mr. Wilbur is the brother of Mrs. Glenda. Mrs. Glenda is the sister of Mr. Wilbur. Mr. Wilbur is our grand-uncle. Mrs. Glenda is our grand-aunt. Grand-uncle or great-uncle. Grand-aunt or great-aunt. They are our grand-uncle and grand-aunt. Grand-uncle and grand-aunt. This is Mr. Arthur. He is the father of our grandfather, granduncle and grand-aunt. This is Mrs. Agatha. She is the mother of grandfather, granduncle and grand-aunt. Mr. Arthur is the husband of Mrs. Agatha. Mrs. Agatha is the wife of Mr. Arthur. Mr. Arthur is our great-grandfather. Mrs. Agatha is our great-grandmother. Great-grandfather. Great-grandmother. They are our great-grandparents. Great-grandparents. Let's revise the family tree and know the family members and their relationships. This is us, brother and sister. They are our parents. They are our father and mother. We are their children. They are my father's brother and my father's brother's wife. They are our uncle and aunt. They are my father's sister and father's sister's husband. They are also our uncle and aunt. They are our uncles and aunts' children. They are our cousins. They are our cousin brother and cousin sister. They are my father's brothers, and father's sisters' parents. They are our grandparents. They are our grandfather and grandmother. He is our grandfather's brother. He is our granduncle or great uncle. She is our grandfather's sister. She is our grand aunt or great aunt. They are our grandfather's granduncle and grand aunt's parent. They are our great grandparents. They are our great grandfather and great grandmother.
I hope you enjoyed the video and learned about the family members and their relationships. Keep learning, kids. See you in the next video. Bye bye.